channel. Today I am very excited to walk you through a step-by-step reasons why you cannot lose weight regardless of how much you are moving, how little you're eating, because that's honestly something I see with so many women, and not only women, actually men, including my mom, because she's been pretty much chronically dieting her whole life and never was able to lose weight and keep it off. And the one thing I'm going to say is that your body is not broken. So if you're ready to learn so much more about how your body works and why actually diets are designed to fail and only always leave you leaving frustrated and with extra weight, then you're in the right place. So let's dive right in. Also, if you're new here, let me tell you a little bit more about my story so you know why maybe you should take advice from me. I'm actually someone who struggled with eating disorder for 12 years. I became bulimic when I was 17, and it took me 12 years to recover and get out of the constant restrict cycle, binge eating, purging, and just feeling extremely frustrated and completely out of control around food. It took me 12 years, okay? Finally, in 2018, when I pretty much hit a rock bottom, I realized that I cannot live like this anymore, and I recovered on my own. Thank God I had the power to do it on my own. Didn't go through therapy, didn't do anything like that. I simply just got to the point in my life where I was like, I can't live like this anymore. So here I am 7 years later, helping others to understand that food is not an enemy. I'm a certified nutrition coach and personal trainer, and helping others to heal their relationship with food is truly my passion, because I remember myself when I was struggling with eating disorder so much and I was in my darkest place. I wish that I've had someone who would just understand how I feel and how so out of control those years felt. So most likely you are someone who keeps constantly cutting their calories, jumping from one diet to another, doing this, low carb, low sugar, keto, carnivore, eat this, eat that, don't eat this, this is bad, etc. And yet you cannot lose weight. That's so frustrating, right? Literally, no matter how much you move, how many workouts you do, how many HIIT classes, F45, Orange Theory, all these crazy classes you do, you cannot lose weight no matter how much you sweat and how little you eat. I've been there. I know how exhausted that could be and how frustrating it is when you're trying to do literally everything and the weight is not moving. And most likely you're dieting, or you've been dieting for years, and although you might lose some weight, very often the problem is that you regain the weight back plus some. So if you're feeling stuck in this cycle, the good news is that we can fix it. What is actually happening is that your metabolism has adapted. Your body is literally adaptation machine. It adapts to literally anything. So whether you're eating 2,000 calories and maintaining your weight, if you constantly cutting your calories lower and lower and lower and lower, your body is adapting, and eventually those 1,500, 1,400, 1,200, 1,000 calories becomes your new set point, and they no longer work as a deficit for you. And that's why you are in this cycle where you're not eating, over exercising, and you're not losing weight. So now let me explain visually why this happens and how your body works. So imagine that you're starting your new diet. You are starting at eating 2,000 calories a day, and you decide to lose weight. So you're gonna drop your calories, let's say, to 1,700, right? This is your metabolic rate. This is how your body burns during the day. And you decided, because you're maintaining at 2,000 calories, that you want to lose weight, so you're going to drop it to 1,700. So you're going to create a 300 calorie deficit. What happens is that initially this works because you're putting your body through a calorie deficit, meaning that you're eating less than your body needs in order to maintain its weight. So you're going to start losing weight. So you lose a few pounds. You feel great, and next thing you know, you hit a plateau. So you stop losing weight, and you no longer see any progress whatsoever eating your 1,700 calories. So what most people do is that they think, well, I'm not losing weight on 1,700 calories. let me drop my food even lower, so you're gonna end up eating 1400 calories. The fast or the speed of how quickly people hit plateaus is very individual. You can't really predict it. Some people takes few weeks, some people few months. But regardless, what most people do is that they keep cutting their food lower and lower and lower. So they end up eating 1400 calories, you're losing a little bit of weight, and then you hit another plateau. So what do you do after? You hit 1200. Now you're eating like a bird, pretty much less than my nephew who is 9 years old, and you are losing weight for a little bit, and then you hit another plateau. And the last final push is if you have the willpower to eat 1000 calories a day, you get to the point where you're literally eating 1000 calories a day and you're not losing weight. And this is what we call metabolic adaptation. It's not that your body is broken, it's just your body is adapting to the lower calorie intake. Your body is adaptation machine. Your body doesn't know that you want to have freaking six-pack. Your body is just recognizing the fact that you're eating less and less and less and less, and your body being put on this earth to survive no matter what. So it starts adapting and down-regulating, making sure that you're staying alive. So that's why you're eating 1000 calories and not losing weight. Your body is adapted. These calories, initially, if you would drop from 2000 to 1000, would work as a drastic extreme deficit. You would lose weight. But eventually, these calories will become your new set point, and that's your new maintenance. Metabolic adaptation. That's literally what's happening. The good news is that we can fix it, and I'm going to teach you how. But before I do that, I want to talk about the biggest mistakes that most people do, and that's why they are making the fat loss even worse. Mistake number one is always eating less and never reversing back up. The thing is that you cannot be dieting forever, and if you've been doing it for so long or even just a few months, your body needs a break from diet. The goal is to plan strategically fat loss phase that has its start and end date, get the most out of it, and then get out of the phase and go back to your maintaining calories, which should be most likely for most women and men, way over 2000 calories. That's in ideal world. But people get it twisted, and a lot of women that I talk to, or even men, just spends years and years and years trying to cut, lose more weight, and being stuck. Mistake number two is that a lot of people overdo it with cardio and they don't focus on strength training, especially if your goal is to lose fat and build muscle and look tone. You need strength training. You cannot be spending hours on treadmill trying to burn off as many calories as possible, hoping for the best result and still look tone. The thing is that, again, your body is adaptation machine. So even if you're doing hundreds freaking stairs or an hour treadmill, your body slowly adapts to the activity, and you're only burning calories. Most likely you're burning a lot of your muscles too, so you end up looking actually skinny fat. So although you might, in best case, lose some weight on the scale, you might not like what you see in the mirror because you're gonna lose a lot of fat and muscle at the same time. And mistake number three is that a lot of people think that metabolic damage is permanent, and so they feel stuck and think that their bodies is broken. But again, I have a good news for you. It's not permanent and we can fix it. So let me show you how. So the first thing you wanna do, you wanna really understand how much are you eating. So the way how to find out your average. So first thing you want to do is to really understand how much you are eating, and the best way to do that is to download MyFitnessPal app or any food tracking app that you feel familiar with and comfortable using, and you're going to track everything that you eat for 7 days without changing anything. Then you're going to take those 7 days and you take an average of how many calories, protein, fats, and carbs you're eating on a daily basis. And then from there, you're gonna slowly start upping your calories to your maintenance calories. You don't wanna do it quick, because if you're gonna jump from 1000 calories where you're maintaining to 2000, you're going to gain a lot of weight. Reverse diet, that's what we call this process, has to be done very carefully and strategically to make sure that we avoid a potential fat gain. There is usually 3 things that can happen in reverse dieting. Number 1 case is that some people lose weight. A lot of my clients lose weight. I've had clients who lost 35 pounds while she was eating more and more and more food, which is amazing. We call them hyper responders. Second case is 80% of people or my clients maintain their weight while they're eating more food, and they're actually looking and feeling so much better. And the third thing that can happen is that you gain some weight, but don't be scared or don't freak out, because that's typically very temporarily, and often it's not even fat, it's sometimes a lot of muscle, because you're all of a sudden eating more, and if you're combining more food with strength training, you're going to build muscle, which is exactly what you want, because you're gonna look better, feel better, and eat more. Very important thing to mention is that while you're reversing back to your maintenance, your number 1 goal is not fat loss. Your number 1 goal is to restore your metabolism, get your hormone balanced again. And so that's why you want to be looking at your biofeedback, like how is your sleep? How is your libido? How is your energy? How is your digestion? How is your mood? How is your cravings? How is your hunger? A lot of times, people who diet forever, they also lose their hunger signals. So a lot of women that I talk to say, oh, but I'm not even hungry. That's why I don't eat breakfast. Or my first meal is at 3 p.m. because I never feel hungry during the day. It's because you lost your hunger signals, which is not a good thing. Like some people think like, well, I'm not hungry, I'm not gonna eat. It's actually a red flag that your body is sending you, but you're just ignoring it. Once you focus on your nutrition and start upping your calories up to like 50 calories a week, 100 calories a week, it really depends. Every single body is very individual. You just have to see how your body is responding and then go from there. You also want to focus on movement. Forget the cardio, just focus on your steps and make sure that you strength train. Build those freaking muscles. That's what you want. And if you are eating more, like I said, pairing the proper nutrition, high protein diet, carbohydrates, although they're not essential, but they're very important and they're really good for you. You want them, your body wants them. You paired it with the strength training, you are going to gain muscle. You are going to get tone, especially then once you enter fat loss phase, once you are done with this whole reverse diet process. And last but not least, you're not gonna like to hear this, is patience and trust the process. I can even tell you how many of my clients say, oh my God, I don't know if I can eat this much food, but I trust you. Listen, if what you've been doing haven't been working and you've been only restricting, having unhealthy relationship with food, categorizing food as good and bad, and you're just not having fun because you haven't, no one likes dieting, you need to do something different. And the reverse diet is the answer. You need to be patient because it didn't take you a week to get where you're at today. So it's not gonna take you a week to repair and fix all the damage. So you just be patient and just trust the process, because like I said, if what you've been doing hasn't been working, it's time for change. Oh, and you might be asking, but how do I know that this is going to work? Well, more food means more energy, more muscle, better sleep, better digestion, better libido, less cravings, less hunger, and more importantly, better relationship with food. No one likes to diet. No one likes to restrict. No one likes to say no to dessert after dinner with your spouse. I've been there. I've done it. And I can't even tell you how much better my life is now when I don't restrict food. I fuel my body every single day with whole foods 80 to 90% of the time. But if I want to have a donut, I just have a donut, and I love my life because I don't feel restricted. You probably go to dinner, because that used to be me, and feel like if you ordered a cheesecake after the dinner, steak, whatever you have, you not only feel guilty, regret, but the next day you wake up and you feel puffy, you feel like you've gained 5 pounds, because again, your body is like a sponge. Your body retains and holds on all the food, extra food that you eat, because it doesn't trust you that you're not going to starve again. I hope this was helpful. I hope this makes sense. I hope that you've learned something new and you understand that you don't have to starve yourself if you want to look great and feel great. I hope that you've learned something new, and I hope that after watching this you understand that you don't have to starve yourself if you want to look and feel great. And if you like what I said, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be posting videos every second week, and I'm gonna be dropping a lot of value teaching you that food is great, food is fuel, and we shouldn't be fearing eating, and we should enjoy life, donuts, and everything we love.